Hello and welcome back to Arabic language lessons, and this is lesson number 6, the known الدرس رقم 6 التعريف. And as usual, we begin by saying Assalamu alaikum. I hope you noticed the shadda. We're going to start using it and you're going to see it a lot, especially in this lesson. That's why we put the shadda lesson before this lesson, because it will appear a lot. And before we continue, we're going to go back to what Abu al-Aswad al-Du'ali, our good friend, said about the Arabic speech, al-kalam al-Arabi. And as you remember, he said, ism wa fi'l wa harf. It's either a name or a noun, wa fi'l, and an action, verb, wa harf, letter, and you call it conjunction in your language. And we dealt with one conjunction, an annotation on top of the letter, the shadda, and we're going to deal with the alif lam. It's another conjunction that you'll see in words. You can see here we have two words and another two words, Arabic and English. Al-huruf, the letters, huruf, letters. And just to be precise, like I know I color a lot to make connections between the colors, and this time we're only gonna color one. We're gonna make only one connection, which is the, so you don't confuse it with anything else. So everything is in black except the. So the difference between those two words is the or al. Al-huruf, huruf. And we call it al-ta'rif, al to make known, because when you say huruf, it's just like you say letters. So if you say letters, you know, no one is talking, like, what are you talking about? Arabic letters, English letters, like you're implying that it's an unknown entity. You're just saying letters. You know they are letters, but you know, that's all you know about them. But when you say al-huruf, the letters, the listener understands that you're implying something that both of you know. Like you know what he's talking about when he says the letters. So you're like, he's talking about something precise. And this is what it looks like. Now this is the basic concept, that an al or an alif lam gets added before the word to make it known, just like you put the alif lam. But there is one important rule about the alif lam, which we will deal with examples in this lesson. And if you go to the chapter or surat, the sun, nicknamed the sun, Ash-Shams, from the first to the second ayah, first verse and second verse, and we'll read it. وَالشَّمْسِ وَضُحَاهَا وَالْقَمَرِ إِذَا تَلَاهَا. You'll notice that in the first instant we did not say the lam. As you can see, the al, the alif lam, is here in red and here in red. In the first instant we said وَالشَّمْسِ, and the second instance we said وَالْقَمَرِ. وَالشَّمْسِ وَالْقَمَرِ. The difference between those two is, in the first instant we did not say the lam, we skipped it because of the letter after it, the sha, and we put a shadda on top of we stressed it, like we stressed the sha in shams, ash-shams. So instead of saying the lam, we skip it, we say ash-shams. But in the case of al-qamar, the moon, we said wal-qamar, al. So we said the lam, we said al-qamar. And after people noticed that, they, you know, Abu al-Aswad al-Du'ali and people like him, you know, they wanted to place the rules. As we said before him, there was no written rules or rules to be followed, but you just hear it and you just go with it. Like, people said this, so you say it. But thankfully we have rules. And what happened is, because of this verse, they named all the letters that behave the same way as the sha as sun letters. And they named all the letters that behaved like the qaf as qamar letters or moon letters. So you have moon letters and you have shams letters, sun letters. And incidentally, they're equal. And we'll get to that right here. So we have the moon letters and we have the sun letters. Al-huruf al-qamariyya, al-huruf al-shamsiyya. And as you remember, this is our 28 set letters. And we colored the moon letters with blue. And we colored the sun letters with gold or yellow to distinguish them. And as I said, incidentally, they're equal. There's 28 letters. 14 of them fall under the moon letters, and 14 of them fall under the sun letters, which is kind of neat. So those are the moon letters at the top, and those are the sun letters. And don't worry about them. Like I know many people that haven't like memorized each one of them. Like they go like, oh, you know, it's not gonna be like name all the moon letters, and you go like ba, ja. You know, it's boring to do it that way. If you are one of the people that likes to memorize things like that, go ahead. But I'm one of the people that prefer an example. Like when you say the moon letters, I try to think of the word that starts with the alif, or a word that starts with a ba, and I just remember how I say it and how I hear it, and that's how I keep track of this. Many people make mistakes, you'll hear them in speech, don't worry about it. This is for people that speak Fosha properly. And we're going to get into them. So what I did is all the moon letters, al-huruf al-qamariyya, I gave an example. And in the qamariyya, we took examples from one category, which is the names of the Almighty, names of God. They all begin with alif lam, al, and I picked for the alif, for the ba, a name. And we're going to go over them, and you'll notice how we pronounce, like we show the alif lam, like we say the alif lam, like al-qamar, al-qamariyya, al-awwal. This is the meaning here. I'm just going to focus on saying the Arabic. It's the unfamiliar one to you, but the English, you could read it next to here. If that works, tell me if that, like, no, say the English too. I will say it in other lessons, but for now, I'll say the Arabic and you can see the English. Deal? Deal. All right, let's go. Al-awwal, al-basit, al-jalil, al-hakim, al-khabir. Did I say it? I think I did. What we're doing here is the first letter. You see the first letter after the alif lam is the decider of the rule. So because it's a ba, we say alif lam. So al-basit, al-basit, al-jalil. Does it make sense? Should we keep going? Yes. Al-hakim, al-khabir, al-alim, al-ghafur, al-fattah. We stressed the ta. So we're gonna al-fattah, al-qahir, al-karim, al-malik, al-hadi, al-wadud, al-yaqeen. And now we're going to get into the interesting ones, in the sense that they're different than usual. The Shamsiyya. And this time I decided to pick, like, you know, random things like asma, so we can touch upon the other category. If you don't remember what I'm talking about, this is what I'm talking about, like asma. So in the second one, I'll do a asma. So like Shams, Qamar. Shams is sun, Qamar is moon. So we keep going. Now we're talking about the letters that fall under the al-huruf al-shamsiyya, the sun letters. And of course the sha is going to be there because we're basing the rule because of how you say shams. Ash-shams. See? Ash-shamsiyya. We don't say this one. We don't say the lam. So we say ash-shamsiyya. And we stress the letter after the alif lam. So you see the alif lam is here. We stress the letter right after it. So the letter sha gets stressed. And we went over the stress in the previous lesson because as you can see, all the letters are going to have it. Or all the words are going to have it when they're under the sun letters. So the sun letters would be sha. This is a sun letter. Sa, sun letter. Da. You get it? Sa. So the second letter after the alif lam, the first letter after the alif lam decides the rule, decides where does it go. So let's say them, and as we did before, the meaning is on the left, and we're not going to say the English meaning because, you know, if you can understand me, that means you understand English and you can read it. For the sake of time, we do the Arabic ones to, you know, have a practice for you so you can listen to how it's pronounced. So let's go. Ash-shams, as-sama, ad-duha. And you see, if you notice, let's make it big. You can see that there's a dhamma at the top of duha, ad-duha. See, that one on top of the shadda. Alright, let's move on to as-sabah, ad-dhuhr, sorry, al-dhuhr, al-dhuhr, at-tur, at-tur. And again, there's a dhamma on top, so at-tur. Ar-rahma, ar-rahma. Oh, I didn't say the meaning. Oh, no, I did. Sorry. It's right there. I apologize. Az-zakah, ad-du'a, ad-dhikr. You notice here, this one is different. If you zoom in, you can see. Can we zoom here? You can see here, the kasra is not under the letter, rather it's under the shadda. See the shadda on top? The kasra is under the shadda instead of under the letter, and this is something you should note. Yeah, like normally the shadda would be under the letter, but when there is also a shadda on top of the letter added with the move, you put it under it. And this is just, you know, some rules to make it easier to deal with. Zoom out. We should learn the shortcut for that one so you don't see that again. All right. Al-layl, al-nahar, al-sayf, al-shita. I added those two even though we dealt with the letter sa in another example. And we dealt with the letter sha, of course, because shams, the sun, falls has the same letter. But I just added them so you would know the summer, what summer means, and what shita means, winter. As-sayf, ash-shita. Alright, so we're done with this lesson. And we say, as usual, ma'a as-salama.